more and more about getting through the menopause healthily, that nutrition is incredibly important. And certainly one of the on-trend food fads of the moment, which is fermented foods, we've found is incredibly beneficial for our healthy digestive system in terms of helping menopause symptoms such as depression, allergies, bloated stomachs. So we wanted to find out a little bit more about it. So we're going to talk to our nutritionist, the lovely Joyce Skipper, about how we can find out a little bit more about fermented foods and perhaps making our own.
If your gut's not working, you're not going to absorb any nutrients, you're not going to make some hormones, you're not going to make some nutrients. So if your gut's not working, you know, there's chances that quite a few other things are not going to work. As I said, everything works together. So that's sort of where it starts. And all these fermented foods are putting bacteria that we need into the gut. And we don't do enough of that. We take a lot of, you know, like the processed foods, they're not giving us the things we need. And people take antibiotics, and I don't think they realise if they take an antibiotic, it'll be probably a year before you'll get your good gut bacteria back. If you do, after a year, it's a long time. So over that time, you're likely to get more colds, your immune system won't be as strong. You know, so making things like fermented foods, it's very easy, and you're just putting all the good bacteria back.
So actually that's a really good food trend.
There's so many amazing foods out there, and it's exciting learning about new foods, learning new recipes, learning about, you know, we're talking about kefir and making all those weird things, and it's exciting. You know, it's like learning to cook all over again.
Well, you're learning. What are you making?
I'll get them and show you. So here we have kombucha. So in there is a SCOBY, which is symbiotic, cultured, organic, bacteria and yeast.
Okay.
Bacteria and yeast. So that's growing in there, as you can see. It does look pretty
disgusting. It's no looker, is it?
So that's just growing in there?
Yeah. It's like a bit like a breast implant, to be honest.
Oh really? I've not.
But now this is all the yeast that's growing off it. So, and I'll leave that in there for about 7 to 10 days, and then you strain it and drink it, and it's delicious. And then you put the SCOBY back in, and you put it. So it's tea and sugar basically, but it's fermenting all the time.
Yeah. A starter SCOBY comes from where?
You can buy it from. I got mine from this website called Happy Kombucha, and they're really helpful. This is kefir, so water kefir, and again, you can see there's grains in the bottom. And you just put water and sugar in, and I've just put a few raisins in. Sometimes they say put a dried fig in or something. That you leave for a couple of days, 2 to 3 days I think you can leave it. Then you strain that, then you put it in the fridge, and I put mine in with some lemon, and it does a second fermentation. So when you strain it from there, it just tastes like sort of quite sweet water. And then when you put it in the fridge with some lemon in it, and I would probably put, when I drink it, I'd squeeze some lemon juice in it. It starts to have a little bit of a fizz, so it's just like, you know, if you want to give this to kids, it's ideal. It's like just like homemade lemonade.
And both of these are huge benefits for the gut.
Both of these huge benefits for the gut, yeah. They will give.
How much sugar are we talking?
In that there's about a tablespoon, I think. In that. So in that amount it'll be a tablespoon.
A lot less than a cake.
Yeah, exactly. And don't forget, it's all broken down. It's fermented. And obviously, the longer I leave it, the fizzier it will get. So it's probably not got a huge amount of fizz now.
So how long
This
would you leave it?
in my fridge. I think I did this yesterday. No, maybe 2 days ago.
Oh, it's nice because it's not overly sweet.
No, and as I say, I would normally squeeze some lemon juice into it, so you've got
Which would
a
be
nice
nice fit.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice summer drink.
Yeah,
And we're always
perfect.
talking about, you know, for women who are trying to drink less as well.
Yeah, to have a nice
You don't
drink.
want to drink a fizzy sweet drink, but you want this. It's sort of, I guess, a little bit of an umami taste. I don't know. It's not sweet. It's not sour.
It's got a sweetness to it, but it's not just.
It's
it's
not
not sugary.
No, but
No, exactly.
It tastes quite. It's a subtle taste.
But I can imagine with a squeeze of lemon in it.
But yeah, I would
Just give it a
normally
bit
squeeze
more.
half a lemon in it, and then, you know, if you put it in a glass with some ice and some mint leaves or something, it's a really refreshing drink. And no one would know it was being, you know, it was doing you some good at the same time.
Oh, my gut is happy.
It will be.
It's singing.
It will be.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you. For
You're
showing
very
me
welcome.
Kombucha and
Kimchi. Kefir.
Kefir. Okay,
Yeah.
kimchi is a pickle.
Kimchi is a pickle.
Pickle.
Yeah.
Great.
What's sadder
over there. No, let's not go there.
Well, yeah, because that's fermented.
That's fermented too. So if you've got gluten intolerance, there's a chance you can probably eat it and it wouldn't be a problem.
What was
Not
that?
the gluten.
Sourdough.
Sourdough.
Oh,
I,
okay,
hadn't,
yes.
I hadn't appreciated that sourdough was fermented until I started reading it.
Yeah, it's better for us than the normal bread because it's, you know, the gluten has been broken down, so and it's fermented and it tastes so much better. It tastes amazing. Whereas most bread doesn't have much of a flavour. Sourdough actually has a flavour,
Yeah.
which is really nice. And again, it's fun. You know, it's one of those things that takes about 3 days to make, but it's fun.
Maybe I'll buy the sourdough again.
But again, it's, you know, it's getting into the habit. So you know, at different stages, you've always got one on the go. Then you've got a loaf of bread every other day or whatever. You know, it's just getting into that habit of doing it.
That's why she's so healthy, isn't it?
Well,
It's what your job.
Yeah, exactly. I've got to practice what I preach.
Well, I think it's cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers!
With a
You've got an empty glass.
I drank mine.
to help you guys.
Yeah, exactly. Basically.
Thank you to Joy Skipper. More information on her website, which is
joyskipper.co.uk. And I'd also like to point out, I will be doing some cooking and nutrition workshops. And I think, thanks to you guys, I'll probably do a menopause one.
Oh, you should do.
Definitely.
Definitely
Yeah, you should
come
do.
So come to
look
the
at
house
that
and
one.
cook.
Yeah, because I think food is, and that's our starting point. We can all manage our own diet, can't we? We don't have to get onto medication, so if we can deal with
Yes,
lots
diet,
of our life
yeah.
issues through our diet, cutting things out or putting things in.
Yeah, it's simple.
That's another cheers.